going on. Now, we left you at 8:30, and when I left you at 8:30, a new warning watch box popped up for central Arkansas. So now Pulaski County, I mentioned this, Pulaski County would probably be in a severe thunderstorm watch. So several more counties added. This is until 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'll tell you, I don't believe that we're going to see this tornado watch beyond 10 o'clock. Things have really settled down over north central Arkansas. But until 10 o'clock, you still have some counties in north central Arkansas have had some questions about that. Hey, is it still in effect? Yeah, it's still in effect. So let's walk you through. This is what we have for you tonight. For the rest of the night, now through 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday morning, we have a weather impact alert. We put these out whenever we think the weather is going to be impactful, of course. It's going to affect, maybe you've got plans driving volleyball. Heard from Ashley King tonight. Her and her family are on the road during that big thunderstorm that was on 167, and they said it's raining really hard, and I confirmed with them that it was. So that's really what. Something tonight of severe level winds of 60 plus, maybe some small hail. And that is about it. There's still a very small tornado threat. Let's walk you through it. Let's go to the graphics and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Once again, first of all, we've got the watches in effect. The new severe thunderstorm watch until 1 o'clock Wednesday morning. And I'm going to make that correction real quick. That's 1 o'clock Wednesday morning. So it's bright and early tomorrow morning. And there may be a need to extend it beyond that with the storms moving through south central Arkansas. We're getting updates of our high-res models. I'm going to walk you through that. You're going to get to see that before the 10 o'clock hour tonight. And just some new information to hang out with. If the computer would speed up for me, how about that? Sometimes computers get overloaded. Here we go. Let's find out what's going on. The current warnings. We have one warning. It's in Polk County. Polk County is technically in our viewing area, way the heck on out there. And it's just right there near Mena. That is all. One little severe thunderstorm warning, and it's for winds of 60 plus and maybe a little bit of quarter-sized hail. But the big thing here is we're beginning to see that line now getting closer to central Arkansas. And I'm sure a lot of you are like, oh goodness, what's going on? Or what's happening out there? So just wanted to kind of share this with you. First, there was an outflow boundary that moved through. Behind that outflow boundary, we have seen a generation of thunderstorms over the southwest part of the city. Those thunderstorms could contain some heavy rainfall, more strong storms and heavy rain out over Perry, Saline, northern Garland County. This is all non-severe. This is activity that is going to produce some wind gusts 20, 30 miles per hour, but more likely some very heavy rain in a short amount of time. There are some reports of some flooding going on. We've got flash flood warnings still in effect in northwest Arkansas. And I'm going to see what the Weather Service said. They had some water ponding on roadways. There's still plenty of energy out ahead of this line as well for these storms to feed. You got to have energy, warmth, moisture, humidity. So that's what they're going to be feeding from over the next several hours. So the rainfall could be heavy at times, and it'll be with us probably through the early morning hours tomorrow. Let's see, they got a flash flood warning. All right, OARC, that's in Johnson County. They had some water that was being reported near the school there in OARC in Johnson County. That's in northwest Arkansas or western Arkansas. That's way on down the road, but it has been raining over the northern part of the state and the western part of the state pretty much all night tonight. And we did have some severe thunderstorms, hail, damaging wind gusts, but that is about it. Again, this is going to continue. This is what it looks like in the metro area. If you live, here's that storm that affected Ashley King, and that's why I'm back on. It's all for Ashley King because she was driving in this mess. So Ashley, this is for you. BB Ward Cabot, this activity moving to the east-southeast. She managed to call in and say, hey, we're between Searcy and Cabot, and it's raining really hard. So I appreciate the weather report. All of that to say. Thank you, Ashley. And elsewhere around the state as we look, we still have that warning over in Polk County and Mena, and I'm going to take you over there. That is the only warning that we have. And we may see an uptick. We could. We've got the watch, severe thunderstorm watch, until 1 o'clock in the morning. This is until 9:15. So we got another 10 minutes on this watch, or I'm sorry, this warning in Polk County, and then we'll have the all clear. Notice how the storms in central Arkansas, they're kind of broken apart. They don't really seem nearly as impressive as they were earlier in the evening hours. You know, when you lose the daytime heating, you lose a lot of the fuel for those thunderstorms. And that certainly is going to be the case. We're going to see the severe weather threat really tampered down quite a bit over the next couple of hours. In fact, there's not really a huge risk of severe weather in southern Arkansas, but there's enough that warrants that severe thunderstorm watch. So that's what we have going on. Storms are along I-40 and the I-30 corridor there, and they're drifting to the southeast. Certainly not as impressive, or at least from the standpoint of the big tops, the echo tops, and the strong wind gusts, but still something that does bear our attention. So with the weather impact alert, you'll see this, the red across the page here. Here we are, it's 9 o'clock. We've got thunderstorms, and those storm chances will linger all the way through tomorrow morning. This is through 9 o'clock. I would shave it back to 8 o'clock in the morning. I haven't had a chance to do that. Just trying to catch up with weather graphics and information. So here's what's at stake. Once again, with the weather impact alert. You don't move, Roger. Let me step on this side. That's what this is for. Strong to severe storms are possible overnight, mainly over the southern half of the state. Damaging wind gusts and hail, heavy rain and flash flooding. Those three elements that equal a weather impact alert. Now, we will see some rain tomorrow, but I think the rain is going to begin to back off and taper off in the morning, taking a full amount of the day to finally get out of here, but certainly nothing like we're seeing now. I can hear the rain out in the weather garden as we speak. Flood alerts, well, we've got them. The magenta color, say magenta, it's more maroon. These are your flash flood warnings. Here's Johnson County, OARCS in Johnson County, where they were reporting some flooding, but a good part of central, northwest, north central, and western Arkansas with the flash flood watches. We've got flood warnings happening across across the street over in Memphis, really across the state, if you will. Now, here's the update to the severe weather risk tonight, and the Storms Prediction Center has taken out that enhanced risk of severe weather, which was for the northwestern corner of the state. They had their severe weather early in the day. Well, it's gone. I think you could shave off a few more rows of counties out of this because the atmosphere is stabilized. They've had so much rain up there, but they still have the potential for more heavy rain and flooding. Slight risk of severe weather through tomorrow morning, through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And with that slight risk, you could still have a wind gust or two. In terms of the modes of severe weather, we've talked about this before. Wind was going to be our primary concern tonight, 60+ mile-per-hour winds. When you back that off, you've got hail up to quarter size, and I haven't seen too many reports of hail from the viewing public. So that tells me that the radar was seeing the hail in the upper reaches of these cumulonimbus clouds falling to the surface. They may have melted as it encountered a warmer environment. And the tornado threat is still brief, but I think that's pretty much gone. The National Weather Service and Storms Prediction Center, they'll have one more update tonight before they call it a night. And again, central Arkansas, our greatest concern is going to be the wind gusts, 60 miles per hour, or pockets of flash flooding. And I would almost circle that as being our main problem for tonight, the rain training over the same areas. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the storm timeline. I've lowered this bar just a little. The green bar that you see right here, severe weather threat really has come to an end for those northern 3 to 4 rows of counties until 10 o'clock for the area here that's through the River Valley, a part of central and northeast Arkansas. And here it is 9:09, so here within an hour, the line is going to be far enough to the south that we could probably call the severe weather risk here, but the watch is still in effect till 1 o'clock, and there may be a few counties in southern Arkansas that are included or added in that watch or an extension of that watch. All right, let's take you through the satellite radar composite. What's the culprit for all this? Well, we've got a very strong storm system that's got a little upper level support, and that's here over Colorado. That's what's going to swing through behind us tomorrow. Out ahead of it, you've got the frontal boundary. Along that front, that's your lifting mechanism. It's a forcing mechanism. It's running into that very warm, rich air mass, and it's causing these thunderstorms to bubble up. And along that line, we have seen, at least from what radar returns are indicating, some strong wind gusts and some hail in those thunderstorms. Now that's going to cross over tonight. It's going to take all night to get out of here, but once it gets out of here, the weather is certainly going to improve as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Hold on just a second. You probably have this at home if you have a Microsoft If you got windows or whatever, it locks you out after a certain time. And again, looks like we have, I want to say that's, let me lower this down here, a tornado warning that has now just been issued for Montgomery, Pike, and Polk counties. That just came down. So this is what I'm going to do right now. This is the first and only tornado warning that we've had. Montgomery, Pike, and Polk. Roger, we're probably going to want to go, yeah, let's go to, hold on just a second here. Let me get back up to our radar. And this is really for a part of Polk County. So, okay, let me get the radar back up and then we'll go. And for those of you on our digital streaming platform, we're going to break in here in a second. Excuse me. Only warning till 9:45, and you can go ahead, Roger, if you need to. Give us just a second. All right, whenever you're ready. Waiting on, okay. Who are we waiting on? The hub, okay. Well, hopefully they're not at dinner. Okay. Well, good evening. We thought we could get away without having one of these warnings tonight, but no, we weren't fortunate enough. But I hate to interrupt programming, but we have to. Tornado warning has been issued for part of our viewing area, Montgomery, Pike, and Polk counties in southwest Arkansas until 9:45. This evening, we have been dealing with thunderstorms, and I'll tell you that over the last couple of hours, we've seen a gradual diminish in those storms in coverage and intensity, but this one has certainly kind of spiked up there in southwest Arkansas. So let's go to radar, spend a little time here. Let me give you the particulars of this warning real quick. Tornado warning now in effect, Montgomery, Pike, Polk counties till 9:45 p.m. It's a radar indicated tornado. And this is in an area in southwest Arkansas. If there is any parameter, it's in those southwest Arkansas counties. And that's it. This is what radar looks like. You can take it full, Raj, if you don't mind. We've got Howard County. This is just on the very southwestern end of our THV11 viewing area. You've got a little sliver there of Montgomery County that's southwest of Mount Ida. You got a little bit of Pike County, but it's primarily there in Montgomery and Polk counties. This cell is moving to the east-southeast at around 30 miles per hour. Again, it's a radar indicated tornado warned storm. And again, I do hate to interrupt our programming at this time. This has been a night where we have seen a few severe thunderstorm warnings, but right now it's just it's a tornado warning. It's a lone tornado warning in southwest Arkansas. And it's also at a point where we're seeing radars overlap, so we're not going to have a very good way to show you where. And this is, by the way, this is located south of Mena, so Mena is out of this warning area. We may have to take a cruise over to Storm Track 11. Let me pull up our other rotation tool tonight. I've been on THV11's, by the way. We've been talking about weather tonight, severe weather and the potential thereof. Okay, Storm Track 11. Thank you, Roger. Thank you for pulling that up. You got some thunder out here in Little Rock, line of storms. The storms are non-severe, moving through Little Rock and downtown areas. But notice there in Polk County, southern Polk County, you've got a couple of places where we're picking up enough rotation with this cell. While we're looking at that, keep that up, Raj. Let me go to our live Shreveport wind mechanism here and see if we can pick up anything from Shreveport. And that gives us a little bit of a better viewpoint, and I'm going to go to Fort Smith. Let's see, Fort Smith might have a better viewpoint from top down. And yeah, you know, you can kind of see it there with, we can go back to Max 1, please. This tornado warned storm, Polk, Montgomery, Pike counties. You can see a little bit here, just a little notch where this cell is located. This is moving to the east-southeast. You typically don't have a lot of southeast moving storms that could produce tornadoes, but it's there. If you've got family that live south of Mena in Polk County, tell them to take cover immediately. Now, you notice the box that is lit up here. This is Howard County. National Weather Service in Shreveport has yet to issue a warning for this, but this is Shreveport's viewing area, their responsibility. So we'll wait for Shreveport to flip the switch on whether or not they're going to put that under a tornado warning. These storms have they've tried to rotate tonight, but they've had outflow that's cut them off, and they just haven't been able to sustain. But there's a few counties in southwest Arkansas tonight, along with, say, Polk County, Howard County, Pike. Those counties have yet to receive any kind of rain or anything to help stabilize the atmosphere. Radar, it's just not a confirmed tornado, but radar indicated. If it were radar confirmed, then we would know that we would have one on the ground. This is in western and southwestern Arkansas. Again, Polk County, Mena. For those of you that have family in Mena, Big Fork, this is south of Polk County, south of the Mena area, and it's drifting to the east-southeast. It's the only tornado warning that we've had tonight. We've had a handful of severe thunderstorm warnings. Those warnings have backed way off, and as those storms have entered central Arkansas, they have weakened. They're just general thunderstorms producing some very heavy rain. Flash flooding is going to be an issue tonight. If you've got folks out on the roadways tonight, just know this: if you're going to be out driving in those low-lying areas, you will more than likely encounter some flooded roadways. There's a lot of rainfall that's been occurring with these storms. So as I await new information, while I have you here, since we have the tornado warning, let's see what else is happening around central Arkansas. And I'm going to take you up to Little Rock. It's getting awfully noisy outside here in downtown Little Rock. We don't have a warning. There's no severe thunderstorm warning. There's no tornado warning. That's in southwest Arkansas. Little Rock, we've got thunderstorms occurring right now. I'm going to turn the lightning feature back on. Out over Saline County, this is probably the heaviest thunderstorm that we have in northern Saline. That's in Garland County. This activity is moving to the east-southeast. Let me put a little bit of a loop on it and show you the general direction. We talked today about the potential for severe weather, and we have seen some severe thunderstorm warnings. It's just unusual. You head into September. Yesterday was the first day of fall. Today, second day, and this is what you get. We're heading into that second severe weather season. But you can see that line of storms drifting to the east-southeast at a very slow motion. I'm still awaiting anything new out of southwest Arkansas, but I tell you what, I am fairly confident just looking at this. It's more than likely not producing a tornado, but there was enough spin with it that the Weather Service felt like they needed to go ahead and warn it. So I feel confident in this, since this is southwest Arkansas. This is going to move into Howard County in the next few minutes. We're going to stream on THV11's, our digital platform, from now through 10 o'clock and beyond until the threat of strong to severe thunderstorms comes to an end. This one is in southern Polk County. It's getting ready to move into northern Howard County. That's where it will be the responsibility of Shreveport's National Weather Service. 9:18 is the current time. I'm going to take one more look at it before making the decision to go to our digital platform, and that's where you can join us, THV11's. That's where we stream, and we will be streaming severe weather information for you throughout the rest of the evening into the overnight hours. Again, tornado warning. It's for Polk County. It's for a little sliver of Montgomery County, and it's also in northwestern Pike County. And again, I'm not really picking up anything that would give me cause for concern, except there's some strong rotation. This cell, as it moves to the southeast, will move through Howard, a little part of Pike, and then Hempstead County. And those counties are certainly within the responsibility of the National Weather Service out of Shreveport. All right, let me give it one more. You can take this full, Roger, if you don't mind. People want to see the radar. They don't necessarily have to see me. Let me pull up our live winds down from the Shreveport area and from Fort Smith and see if we can find anything else that would give us a little more cause for concern. And yeah, there's a little bit of spin there. This is our velocity tool. It shows where the couplets are located, and you can see where that red and that blue kind of come together. And this is from radar in Fort Smith, so we're looking far, far away. This is on the southern extent of Polk County. It will soon move into Howard County. As soon as this moves into Howard County, we're going to take it to our digital platform so you folks can enjoy the last 35 minutes or so of NCIS. Tornado warning until 9:45 tonight. This is for Montgomery, Pike, and Polk counties. And again, that is all we're seeing, and that's a fairly broad area. And let's see if the National Weather Service has anything. Seeing the rotation weaken on that tornado warning right now, location of it relative to radars makes it hard to cancel. So, I mean, this is in no man's land. This is really hard to pick up. You know, you have a few radars around the state, and there are places in Arkansas that need a radar just to help with information like this. But this is getting ready to drift into northern Howard County. Take a little sip of water. Hope everybody's having a good evening so far. The severe weather threat around the state has greatly diminished. And what I will do, and that's a good point, let's go back up. I do want to share with you the counties that are currently under severe thunderstorm watches and tornado watches. And oh, by the way, a severe thunderstorm watch has been issued to include a few central Arkansas counties in south central and central Arkansas until 1 o'clock in the morning. The tornado threat in North Arkansas has really come to an end. And I really feel like the northern 2, 3, 4 rows of counties are going to be fine. Here we go. That's what it looks like. Here are the watches. Little Rock, Pulaski County down to Clark County, Dallas County, Grant County. These counties were added shortly before 9 o'clock. These counties are still with that tornado, severe thunderstorm watch until 10 o'clock and a tornado watch until 10. I really don't think that we're going to see an extension of the tornado watch. Still awaiting for any kind of trend from the National Weather Service while that storm tries to move into northern Howard County. Again, not really seeing anything that is a huge cause of concern, but I'm going to give it a couple of more minutes. And the reason I'm doing this, and I would do it for Pulaski, I would do it for Faulkner, I would do it for Saline. Polk County's in our viewing area, so we want to give them a little bit more time, which bears the, remember that you need to take this stuff seriously. Find the centermost area of your home, a room, have something to put over your head to protect you. Get the kids. Hopefully you haven't gone to bed just yet, but if you have, then hopefully you're up and you're watching and you're hitting the closet as we speak. Let me take us back to radar. There's that tornado warning, and that's the only warning. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning. And what you're looking at here up toward the Fort Smith, Sebastian County area, this is all on the other side of the front. So if anything falls, it's going to be hail out of this cold pool of air aloft. This is your tornado warning in Polk County. And let me go back to radar. I do want to, while we have you, let's go back to that area. I'm going to turn on the Fort Smith radar once again, and I will also take a look at Shreveport before calling it and going over to plus, and I will be on plus until 10 o'clock tonight. And then we'll have our newscast. All right, one more shot of this. This is out of Fort Smith. It's our live winds. It's our velocity. It still shows a little bit of coupling there. It's not that impressive, but it's so far away from the radar. Got to take it seriously. One more shot here, one more spot. We're going to look at Shreveport's live winds and see if it has anything. What we're seeing, where you're seeing a lot of radar crossover here, it doesn't necessarily show me anything tightly put together. There is an area here of primarily some broad rotation. 9:23, still waiting for an update from the Weather Service, but I feel confident that this is going to move into Howard County. As soon as we see it move into Howard County, we will take it back. And I do. We try to want to respect your time and the show you're watching, but we got to give a fair shake to the folks in Polk County tonight. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect for Pulaski County. It is going to stay rather loud for a good part of the night. That watch is until 1 o'clock in the morning. Tornado watch will expire at 10 o'clock tonight for the rest of us. And for those of you that are concerned about the weather moving forward, most of this is going to be out of the way late tonight, early tomorrow. If you're concerned about the weather, you can stay tuned. 10:35 tonight, Simone Thomas will be around, and she will be riding through the night, tracking storms on our digital platform, THV11's. If you don't have it, it's an easy download. Amazon Fire, Roku, Apple, and even if you have a Samsung TV, some of the newer models, you can download that. You can download the app, THV11's app. Rotation has weakened on the storm. They haven't canceled it just yet, but I tell you what I'm going to do. because it is moving into northern Howard County. The warning will continue. I'm going to break from our THV11 here, and we're going to go back to digital programming, THV11+. If something else breaks, we'll come back to THV11, but take us to THV11+. And everybody have a safe night. We will see you shortly. We'll go back to Plus. Okay, we're back. For those of you that joined us on THV11, we're back on THV11+, looking at a situation in southern parts of Polk County that is now in northern Howard County. The radars, the overlap, and they're so far away, they're really having a hard time picking anything up. And I certainly hope there's not a tornado on the ground there, but all signs in terms of what I'm seeing, it's a very broad area of rotation. Even the National Weather Service said it had weakened. They canceled the tornado warning. It's no longer there. So we jumped off at the right time. Good call. Sometimes you just have to play the gut feeling and move on with it. 9:26 tonight. Now we can concentrate on the heavy rain that's happening outside over downtown Little Rock. Do me a favor, Roger. I got to reset some stuff. Would you take that picture outside, please, and let me reset and grab a drink of water real quick. Going to go back to what we have on current warnings. Sebastian County, that's way out of our viewing area. I hope Scott Covert's not up too late tonight. Yeah, let me pull up a radar. We'll do a little riding radar this evening. Here's what's going on. We back on the 1 hour. Whoa, there's some lightning. Back on the radar loop tonight. Thank you for joining us. Here's what's happening. Thank you very much. You're on Max 2, I'm on Max 1. Roger, how long do we work together? Pretty good while. Are you 10 o'clock or Perry 10 o'clock tonight? Perry's 10 o'clock. You know what? We're going to ride this all the way up to 9:58 if we have to. You know, we're going to do that. We're staying, you and I, we're staying put, and we'll work in Faith and Roley. Roley tonight reported that there is an Amber Alert out there, and maybe he'll pop his head in here in just a few minutes, but we're here to talk about weather. There are no warnings. Severe weather warnings, tornado warnings in the THV11 viewing area. The one that was in Polk County, as suspected, it was taken away. I'm not surprised. They probably, that's one of those calls where we better just in case. Yeah, sometimes you got those. And you can see it's a strong cell, and it's probably the strongest cell in Arkansas. There's more activity developing here south of Fort Smith. The atmosphere has really been worked over. And what I mean by that is it's beginning to stabilize. With the rain, the more rain that falls, the atmosphere becomes less conducive for tornado development. But you have to be concerned with the flooding potential. You have to be concerned with the hail potential or some damaging wind gusts with some of these strong thunderstorms. What I do want to do real quick is I want to pull up all of the flood stuff that we have, the flash flooding, because I'm sure that there's some folks out there that are like, man, it's been raining here for a long time. I wonder what's going on. And got to find that little app. I know it's here someplace, so bear with me for just a second. This is what happens. It's been a long day. All right. Well, tell you what I'll do. I'm going to put up the warnings. Here are the warnings, and there's no warnings really within our area. That's good news. Severe thunderstorm warnings, just general severe thunderstorm warnings over in eastern Oklahoma, in western Arkansas. Let's see, this is watches. I wonder if it's, I'm finding new things on this every day. Yeah, there are your current watches. The area that you see in pink is the severe thunderstorm watch box. And you get here toward the Little Rock area, Grant County. That highlighted area is under severe thunderstorm watch until 1 o'clock in the morning. The other areas are under severe thunderstorm watches and tornado watches until 10 o'clock. Let me just highlight that. Until 10 o'clock, that watch, okay? And until 10 o'clock, the tornado watch. It's Yeah, it's done. It's pretty much done. I don't really see a tornado developing out of that. I could be wrong, but I hope not. I just don't see it. So 10 after 9, they issued the warning, and then they canceled it at 9:25. So that was up for all of 15 minutes. Is that right? Tornado warning. Sometimes that's what happens. These would be brief, spin-up tornadoes on the leading edge of a thunderstorm. So those are your current watches. I've yet to find my flash flood guidance. And I tell you what, with any job, you step away. We do severe weather 6-7 months out of the year. You step away from it, you get a little break from it, and you go, okay, now where did I put that? It's one of those things, too, I think, when you age. Like, now, what did I do with that? You're over here drifting around. I used to get a big kick out of Craig O'Neill because of that. He's like, now, where did that go? Now I can get a kick out of me for saying that. We do have flash flood warnings out there. I'm just trying to find the right thing. Okay, that's annoying. All right. Old Tom needs to, oh, here we go. Da-da-da, the flood alerts. Here they go. They weren't in the spot I was thinking about. Now, earlier tonight, northern Arkansas, all these counties in northern Arkansas had flood warnings, flash flood warnings, aerial flood warnings, and now flash flood warning till 11:15 tonight for these counties in western Arkansas. This is also where we're finding another resurgence of thunderstorms capable of producing some very heavy rain. This is until 10 o'clock, flood warning until 10 o'clock tonight. 11:15, but we've yet to see that here in central Arkansas. That could change with these storms training over the same areas. Let me do this. I'm going to save as a show element so that I can use that tonight at 10 o'clock when Faith and Rowley join me, or when I join them. I've yet to determine what that's going to be. Now this is of concern. Notice right through central Arkansas, and the high-res model, the HER, was indicating that there would be a zone here that would continue to develop over the same places. We call that training. Storms develop and they roll over the same landscape time after time after time, and that brings you your heavy rain. There's that cell that prompted the tornado warning in Polk County. It's poised to move into northern Howard. There's the activity that's prompting yet another flood warnings here in western and northwestern Arkansas. And here are the storms in Woodruff County. For those of you joining us tonight, hope you're watching. I have to ask Elizabeth if we've got some folks that are watching us on the horn there. Let me pull up Elizabeth here and say, Elizabeth, I'm going to type it out, Liz. There we go. Let's see, that should get her attention. So coming up tonight at 10, we will have more information on the Amber Alert that was issued earlier this evening. Faith Woodard, Rowley Hoyt will have that. We bounced in and we had some information. And if I can get Rowley's attention, I may have him come in with his mic on and give us an update if there's any. You're watching THV11's, and with THV11's, we're able to start on our main channel. I've got the TV up. We've got a crawl running. And when I say, this morning, I just don't see anything. We're able to bounce back on our digital platform. Let's take it, Perry. Perry Black joining us tonight. He's going to be our 10 o'clock director tonight. And there you go. This is one of our many accessible RDOT cameras showing the roads are wet for those traveling. I'll be one of those people traveling away from work here after a while. Hopefully the rain will back off a bit. Rain is falling heavy. Thunderstorms, general thunderstorms tonight over central Arkansas. There are no more severe thunderstorms in the central part of the state. That is certainly some good news. Very happy to report that. However, we still could see one or two strong, two severe storms develop tonight. Storms capable of dumping a lot of heavy rain in a very short amount of time. Okay, lots of folks from Conway, Valonia, North Little Rock, Bryant, Cabot. Boy, Cabot, that line of thunderstorms did a whooping on you there from Searcy down to Cabot earlier tonight. Ashley King, she sent me a message. She's probably not even home yet, but she asked about the weather on I-157 or I-167. I grew up, it was 67, 167. Now they changed the name of it to I-57. I can't keep up with it all. But we had a heavy batch of rain move through, and that area is now right here between McCrory, Brinkley, and Des Arc tonight. So it's making pretty good inroads. Moving to the south-southeast, if you live down around Hot Spring, Grant, Jefferson, and Arkansas counties, you still have a little ways to go. The storms will certainly be impacting you here in the next hour or so. Okay. So thank you guys for watching us tonight. I remember when we did this back in the spring, we were on YouTube, we were on Facebook. We were here all night. We wrote it out, didn't we? We had a night that I will never forget with the amount of severe weather that we had that night. It was an awful night, and it was a night that eastern and northeastern Arkansas were really hammered, but it was just far enough within our viewing area. And we were able to talk about some things on our digital platform that you may not be able to talk about on THV11. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I guess this is practice for what may be ahead here this fall. Let's hope not. We have had not a record amount of tornadoes this year so far, but we have had an above average year. We're approaching 60 tornadoes. And normally our average is about 37, 38, 30, I think it's 37, could be 39. So we're well above average. I don't think we had one tonight. I think these have just been storms with a lot of wind. But folks have storm anxiety. That's why I'm here. And a little bit later, Simone's going to come in and she's going to walk you through the overnight hours. We'll stream and you can ask questions. But I'm really concerned about these storms beginning to set up in central Arkansas and just continuously rain themselves out and then redevelop and rain themselves out again. Heavy rain out in the garden. You got a camera out there, Perry, that we can take a look at? I'll let you pull it up. There you go. Yep, it's really coming down outside. You know, we needed the rain. Yes, we did, but did we want it like this? I guess beggars can't be choosers, right? All right, let's go back to the graphics. Let me walk you through once again just the parameters tonight, what we've got going on. We have, this is our current warnings page. The counties in blue are the flash flood warnings. Counties in yellow, severe thunderstorm warnings. Notice that we don't see warnings, except for Johnson County under that flash flood warning. We don't have warnings in the Little Rock viewing area. But we do have strong thunderstorms occurring right now. Watch is in effect till 10 o'clock tonight. You're going to see that yellow box disappear. You'll also see several of the counties in pink disappear too. The initial tornado watch and severe thunderstorm watch boxes that were issued, those are going to go away at 10 o'clock tonight. But Little Rock, well, here, let me show you. But the counties that I'm getting ready to highlight will have a severe thunderstorm watch until 1 o'clock in the morning. And why does that have to pop up right on top of that? Yeah, I know that's the question. Clark, Dallas, Garland, Grant, Hot Spring, Montgomery, Pike, Pulaski, and Saline will remain under a severe thunderstorm watch until 1 o'clock in the morning. So those of you that live in Valonia, Conway, Bryant, Potter, Jacksonville, yeah, you may be impacted by these storms as they regenerate and move to the east, southeast. Current warnings that we have, again, flash flood warnings. And where did they go? They were here just a minute ago. Maybe they dropped off. Oh, there they are. There's our radar loop. That, in fact, shows the flash flood warnings moving through the River Valley area where they have had copious amounts of rain. And let me show you how much they've had here. Let's go back and do a 12-hour rainfall amounts. And this is where it gets fun. And I don't mean fun. I mean, this is where you can zoom in and really get down to who's had the most rainfall. You've got your legend up at the top. I see a lot of 4 to 5 inch totals. Here in Johnson County, OARC was reporting flooding near the school. Here in northern Johnson County, they've picked up over 5.5 inches of rain in that little stretch of purple. 4 to 5 inches there. To the south and east of Eureka Springs, 5 inches of rain there. Madison County, 4 inches. How about over close to Marshall? 2 inches of rain. Harrison, nearly 2 inches of rain. Pope County, northern Pope County, 3 inches. These are from the last 12 hours. So there have been some spots that have really had a soaking, and these storms have trained over the same areas. I wouldn't be surprised if we have picked up at least an inch here close to Little Rock. I'm going to zoom in here a little closer. Yeah, it's storming outside downtown. We've already picked up 0.6 of an inch. I think we've had more than that. Over in Saline County, there's about an inch. Up toward the Cabot, Beebe, Ward area where that line of storms move through, a little over 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Liz, let me know if somebody has something they'd like for me to cover, if you don't mind. Hopefully you're listening to me, Liz. She is working our digital platform tonight. Perry just asked me about the Razorback game. Are you going to go, Perry? You will be here. Well, there will be about a handful of people from Little Rock that will drive up that 3.5-hour trip to Fayetteville to watch the Razorbacks Notre Dame play. If we can just get this mess out of the way tonight and early tomorrow, Thursday much drier, calmer conditions. Friday looks beautiful, and Saturday for the game. This is what the forecast looks like. Look at that kickoff at 11 o'clock. We'll be close to 70, and these temperatures will probably be adjusted. Dry air in Arkansas, the whole state, northwest Arkansas. It'll be a beautiful day for college football. I hope we win. I hope they. I got to be honest with you. I had Memphis beating Arkansas, but then again, I had Arkansas State beating Arkansas. Well, here's something that Perry said I needed to work at Bet Saracen. Well, Arkansas beat Arkansas State, beat them pretty soundly. I was talking to Nick Luttrell, and Tyler Cass. They have the Bet Saracen. They have Ludy's Look Back, and they have the bet thing. Well, the gentleman that comes in that talks about Bet Saracen said the game, when he did all the additions and whatnot and the betting, the game score would be something like Memphis 33, Arkansas 32. The score was 32-31. How close can you get, right? That's pretty darn close. Got some folks asking about BB. How much lightning is on radar? I can cover that, yeah. Let me go up here to radar real quick. Thank you for watching tonight, THV11's. We are streaming, folks. I said streaming, we're not streaking, we're streaming. Don't get those two confused. That might be a violation of an FCC license. And we can have a good time right now. All of the thunderstorm activity in Arkansas is currently non-severe. It is heavy rain, and we've got a big outflow boundary pushing to the south that's really putting an end to most of this. Up in BB, you are going to have just some general thunderstorm activity. Let me turn the lightning on here. We'll kill two birds with one stone on the light. Where'd the lightning go? Come on now. There's not a lot. Check it out. There's one or two flashes here, but these thunderstorms have really fallen apart over the last hour or so. Just heavy rain producers. BB is between Ward and Garner, or between Cabot and Searcy, kind of smack dab in the middle there. Moderate showers occurring up toward BB right now. I spent some time at BB. Good little town there. And back out to a broader viewpoint here. In terms of thunderstorm activity, we still see some potent thunderstorms that are occurring over in western Arkansas and Oklahoma. Look at the thunderstorm complex. It's that storm that is trying to move out of Polk County into northern Howard County. It is sustaining its strength. Not much in the way of rotation with it, but it certainly is a strong storm. There's a lot of lightning with it. And then on over toward the Hot Springs area. I like to call it Rowley-Hoytville because Rowley drives in from Hot Springs every day. Now that's a strong thunderstorm, not nearly as much lightning as we've had over the last couple of hours. And on up the interstate there, we're really getting socked in here in Saline and Pulaski County. It's been a long time, folks, since we've had rain, and we're getting it, probably getting a little bit too much. All at once is not a good thing. And I want to show you this feature. Watch, you will see an outflow boundary. There it is, right there, the leading edge of that. That outflow boundary really cuts off the low-level inflow. So the tornado threat really falls apart there. And for those of you that live in northern Jefferson County, southern Lonoke County, you're getting a pretty good gush of wind that's cooling you off at this time. Certainly some good news. Just some rainfall now, no severe weather, but we have to be a little bit more mindful of the flooding risk, and I'll communicate that with Simone tonight, that and keep an eye on the flash flooding that could occur. Speaking of which, let me go back to let's see if we have any more flood warnings. We still have the ones in western Arkansas, Johnson County. Rainfall amounts, here we go. That's 5-day. Let's go 12-hour here. The rain is just now reaching central Arkansas, and it's falling heavily outside. You got a good swath of an inch and a half, 2 inches of rain. A lot more up in north central Arkansas. Okay. No. We had a question about the tornado warning that was for Polk and Howard, or for Polk, Pike, and Montgomery. That warning went away. That warning went away at 9:26. I dumped out of main programming at 9:25, and the warning also went away. I felt like that if there just wasn't anything there. It was very broad rotation. All right, wondering about how much lightning. Yeah, you got to see the lightning on radar there. Tornado warning still for the counties. Let's see, who else has a question? This is the Q&A part of our program. We're going to take you up to 10 o'clock, 9:58. Perry, are you 10 o'clock show tonight? You want to get a mic check real quick while I'm here? Mic check, mic check, mic check. All right. I may invite Rolly in here, or Faith. Haven't seen Faith. Normally she comes in and says hi about now to kind of give us an update on the Amber Alert. If there's been any inroads in that, they'll have the latest on that. Oh yeah, she had a great story today. Speaking of Faith, she had a great interview while I'm here taking care of weather business with Tommy Norman. Don't miss it. I'm sure that we'll air some of that tonight, and you can also check THV11's for that interview. Faith Woodard and Tommy Norman. It's been a big story as of late. You'll want to hear from this. A great story. Rolly Hoyt is also going to update us on the Amber Alert that we had earlier tonight. And I'm updating you on the weather, and I'm giddy because the severe weather threat has really fallen apart. And you won't hear me complain about that. I don't like, we get enough severe weather here in Arkansas. It's too soon to start it. September, you want the cold front. You want that fresh blast of cool, chilly autumn air. You want pumpkin spice lattes. You want to go to the garden store and pick up your fall color. You want pumpkins. You don't want severe weather. Neither do I. So that's where we are tonight. 12-hour rainfall. Really big amounts, good amounts falling over about the northern half of the state. That's a little winky. Let me fix that for us real quick. Okay. There we are. So the northern half of the state now getting the rain. Little Rock, by news time, I think we're going to be up at an inch or maybe even a little over an inch at the National Weather Service, if not over in Adams Field. In fact, I can look that up real quick. Bear with me. I'll be able to tell you how much rain we've had tonight. Over at Adams Field, Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport. Yeah, the amounts are crawling on up. So far, it says we've had 1/4 of an inch of rain since it started at 9:05. We've got heavy rain falling, heavy thunder. We're up to 1/4 of an inch at Little Rock Airport. It's going to be piling up pretty quick. All right, Miss Liz, what else do we have here? We've got roughly 12 minutes, and yeah, just let me know. I am going to build my sequence for the top of the 10 o'clock show while we're at it. I'm going to cover weather impact alert. You'll get a preview here. Since I haven't had a chance to really get that done, this is what we have to do. It's kind of a work in progress. For those of you that want to know, I'm picking the stuff that's top of mind. What is our story tonight? A story, along with the severe weather threat diminishing, is the heavy rain threat picking up for the rest of the night. So this is our Tuesday night, early Wednesday weather impact alert. And you know what I need to do is I'm going to readjust this, strong to severe thunderstorms, and I'm going to take out the mention of the damaging wind and tornado. We're going to talk flooding. Flash flooding possible. Let's see if that works. Let it update there. I'll answer their questions here in just a minute. Y'all folks want to know what the morning hours look like. I think we have an updated graphic tonight. Flash flooding possible? Yeah, that fit fine. All right. So from there, I'll talk about the watches. 10 o'clock tonight, you're going to see some of these counties disappear. Now here's what's left on radar tonight. Our current warnings. Rainfall across the state, that's our 1 hour loop. This is how much has fallen today, a ton. And the flood alerts that remain, I may take that out. In fact, I think I'm going to turn that off. And I haven't had a chance to look at the latest high-res data. You know, these high-res models, they update every 6 hours. They give us a good idea. But this week, honestly, the forecast models haven't done that well. They kind of leave us out in the open. The timing of the precipitation. The storms we're experiencing in Little Rock now, one of the high-res models didn't have it getting here till after the news tonight. Yeah, so sometimes the models do you in. All right, everybody gather around the TV. Here we go. You're watching THV11's. This is what the high-res models look like going forward for the rest of the night. And first of all, it's 9:51. This is 9:30. This isn't correct. This should be here. I may not be able to use this projected radar tonight because it's behind. Just not doing a great job with this. 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll have to pull up to see. That is the HER. Let's see what the graph has to say. We have two. And they both have kind of, I don't mind saying it, they both have kind of stunk it up this week. They haven't been consistent. You know, we look at our European model, the GFS, looking out into the future, but we really depend on these short-range models to have a clue, just like you depend on me to have a clue, right? I'm trying to figure out. Now, okay, this is a little more on par with what's happening now. All right, so here's your graph. Let's see what it has to say. Storms shifting over south central Arkansas, but notice another batch developing, 4 o'clock in the morning. We have the impact alert through 8 o'clock. We'll see what time that gets out of the way by 6. There could be a few more sprinkles. So if we go by the graph tonight, folks, and I think I'll use this at 10 o'clock to give a better idea. If we go with the graph model, but it's, you know, neither one are really doing a great job showing the breadth of the situation. There's a lot more rain out there right now than what this is showing. Sometimes that's just the way it is. Forecast models are as disappointing, sometimes more so than weathermen, right? All right, 9:52. You know who never lets me down, who never disappoints? Perry Black. Perry Black is going to stay pretty much all night, and he's going to help track the storms that we have and the heavy rain potential that we have as well. I would say this, taking into consideration what I just looked at according to the HER and the graph, I think tomorrow morning, at least for the first part of the morning drive in central Arkansas, we're going to have to deal with rain and wet roadways. Fingers crossed, hopefully that comes to an end. In the immediate future, between now and let's say 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, we could have flooding. We could have street flooding, roadways flooded. National Weather Service has already mentioned, you know, that some places are in fact flooding. Keep it coming, Liz. I'm going to go back. Speaking of the Weather Service, I want to check in with them real quick, find out what else is going on. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? 9:52. Tornado watch has been expired for Yell, Van Buren, Newton, Pope, Searcy, Cleburne, Johnson, Perry, Stone, Logan, Faulkner, Conway, Scott. That's pretty much all of them. Severe thunderstorm watch continues for Hot Springs, Saline, Dallas, Grant, Montgomery, Garland, Pulaski, Clark, Pike. So the counties that they issued earlier tonight till 1 in the morning, they're going to let that ride on out. Severe thunderstorm watch has been expired for Polk County. All right, getting questions about Saline County and Hot Springs. Y'all listen closely, okay? Let me just say this. The severe weather threat has pretty much diminished. If we have severe weather tonight, it's for a wind gust or maybe some hail. But in terms of seeing these catastrophic wind events, I really don't expect that we're going to see that. And a watch is issued because conditions are favorable. There are ingredients there. But the longer we go through the night, we have this rain stabilizing the atmosphere, we're going to diminish that severe weather threat. I'm going to pull up radar. We'll take you to Saline County and Hot Spring. All right, thank you, Liz. Okay. So the initial area of rain, heavy at times right now, moving out of Garland County and Saline County. The line is moving to the southeast, but individual cells are moving east-northeast. We've got a pretty good batch of some strong thunderstorms. Let me put the lightning back on here. Some strong thunderstorms. They're strong, they're not severe. The strongest storm that we have right now is over in Polk County. Now there is a severe thunderstorm warning for Sebastian County. That's until 10 o'clock. Well, look, it's the news team.
Hey!
I've been calling your names out here for the last 20 minutes and nobody's listening to me.
Well, you know what I was doing. I was busy.
I had
a busy day. Now, I can't speak for
busy.
Rolly.
Now, Rolly. You know, real quick, I mean, we're talking about a couple of things coming up here at 10 o'clock. Not only the weather, the Amber Alert. We have a little Tommy Norman in the 10 o'clock show tonight too, Faith?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have a interview.
Hey, look up.
Oh, that's us.
Yeah.
Hi, streaming world.
Hey!
Streaming world. Catherine's
Gosh.
over. Catherine's over there. You
Jesus.
take her, Perry.
Yes.
Y'all gotta give us warning before you
Yeah,
put
we
us
don't
on
either.
here.
No, I
Jeez.
don't. What are you talking about, Catherine?
We're talking about how
Catherine, is your mic turned on?
it should be.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay.
Food cuts, or not food cuts, but food data budget cuts are impacting how food banks get hit. So talking with how that impacts Arkansas. So you have to watch to kind of get the rest of it. But
Well, don't stay on her.
Come back over. Yeah, when we do our mic checks every night, we make sure the mics are working. Sometimes we get one that I like to call a little gimpy, and we get it fixed. It's raining outside. Can you hear it? I mean, it's coming down. It is coming down. It is now about 9:58. Oh, I think you can do it now if you want. We are okay. Saying goodbye to streaming. We'll see you here in about 2 minutes on THV11 News at 10, as well as we'll be streaming there as well. Join Faith, Rolly, Catherine, myself, and Tyler with sports.